All right, hello everyone, and welcome to another Goodman Games holiday special. Today I'm joined with some very close friends, Brendan LaSalle, Bob Brinkman, Jen Brinkman, and the wonderful Michael Curtis, the last but never least. And we're just here to talk about holiday plans and kind of what's been going on lately. So hello everyone.
Hey, Haley.
Hey.
Pretend like we haven't said hi already.
And hey, big
That's
shout
a
out
secret.
Big shout out to Debbie Snacks for subscribing. Thank you, Debbie. I hope we continue to bring all kinds of fun here on the Goodman Games channel.
Yeah, lots of entertaining content here. All right, so let's just, I think, go around and start catching up. What has everyone been up to?
You mean like today, last week?
Whatever the people have not been updated on yet.
Jen, why don't you start?
Yeah, go ahead, Jen.
What's right in front of me? Dying Earth modules. Good luck freeze framing that and scanning in on it. The past week, planning for Gen Con, Gary Con, all the fun stuff.
Very exciting.
Yes.
I personally cannot wait for in-person again. I am dying to see everyone.
Yeah.
Good God.
That feeling is what is abating all of the nerves behind it.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine now you have all that new added stress. Is it actually being like your job to do it? But the
No
excitement's
pressure.
Yeah, no pressure there. Like first convention's back, but
no, it's awesome.
Yeah, I imagine. I'm very excited to see everyone not on a screen. All right, I think we'll just go in a little circle. Bob, What have you been up to?
Well, I'm working on wrapping up my Dying Earth stretch goal adventure, Phantoms of the Ectoplasmic Cotillion. I'm still brain deep in the DCC Dark Tower conversion because, when Mike offered me the conversion and I said yes, I didn't realize it was a devil lich size conversion. I got this. Well, I thought you'd say no. Now I understand why you thought I'd say no. So Dying Earth stretch goals, Dark Tower, and a few more monsters for the Dungeon Denizens is what has been taking up most of my time. So it's
work on fun stuff.
It is, it's exhausting sometimes, but it's fun stuff, and there's some really cool stuff. Plus, my Weird Frontiers adventure, The Malevolent Seven, might actually release before Christmas.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
See, lots of exciting things. You never work a day in your life if you're doing what you love, right?
They say that, but it's a lot of work.
All right, Brendan, what have you been up to?
Oh, it's been all good and fun. So specifically today, I got my GaryCon events in today, and I'm excited about that. And I'm like everybody, I cannot wait to be getting together with everybody and to play live again, to roll live dice and to roll my dice in front of people so that they too can share in the shock and awe, which is my terrible dice luck. I'm working on stretch goals for the X-Crawl Classics adventures, and then I've been in mad Christmas mode. I did all my shopping yesterday, helped my mom and my dad out doing some stuff around the house. Just been running around. It's been good. It's been really, really nice. I'm having a jolly a holiday as I can. And we didn't do it live last year, so excited to do it live this year with everybody. It's gonna be wonderful.
I'm very much on the same page. No more Zoom Christmas. No
Right?
more Zoom Christmas.
No.
Everyone's sitting there trying to open gifts. Like, wait, you froze. Stop opening. All right, I think that makes it my turn. I have been up to. Well, let's see. I've been slowly trying to work on maybe writing something. I make zero promises to anyone about it because I am horrible with time management, but I did just quit my job. So maybe
What?
I can, what?
To become a full-time game designer, eh?
Yeah. That's the dream. No,
you can make dozens of dollars in the field of game design.
Well, you're horrible at time management, so you automatically make the first criteria. Yeah.
Yeah, check.
Feel attacked.
Yeah, I just quit my job. They told me I had to work Christmas Eve, so I left. So I'm working on that. Working on some stuff with my dad that I don't think I'm supposed to talk about yet necessarily. We're working on some things. Again, none of it's really stuff I can talk about, but I have been in the Christmassy mood as well. I've been buying gifts. Giving gifts is my favorite activity because I turn it into a competition. Like, what can I get someone that is just like the best gift they're ever gonna get? So I've been working on that since early November, and I'm slowly kind of gathering it all together. And that's pretty much what I've been up to. Hopefully starting a new job after Christmas. I'm gonna be working from home, which is very, very exciting considering I came from the restaurant life.
Welcome to our world.
It's a blessing and a curse.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
I'll see you on Slack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the problem's gonna be I'm gonna need to buy more sweatpants. But
Yoga
after
pants
that,
work
I think
just as well.
yeah, I think after that I'll be set.
Yeah.
All right, Michael, last but not least.
Right, so picture the Dungeon Crawl Classics project line as a giant log flume, and it is filled with logs from the last 2 years and for the next 3 years, and there's this big log jam in the middle of it. My job is hitting that log jam over and over again until it breaks and crushes me and then starts flowing again. That's basically been my job for the last about 4 months or so.
Yeah.
And if you look over that log jam, you see a lot of neat stuff, but it's just a matter of getting it to come out. That's all. That's
That's kind of a terrifying way to describe your job.
I mean, that's literally what it is. It's like I am chief traffic cop. It's like I have to get the traffic flowing again, and it's all snarled up, and not from any poor management or anything, but just because just like there was a period where you couldn't get anything printed, let alone shipped, let alone distributed and everything.
Yeah.
And so so not only we're trying to work on this coming year, 2022's release schedule, which is jam-packed, let me tell you. There's a lot of product coming out this coming year, but there's all like the other stuff. There's Purple Planet looking things, and there's like DCC 100 looking things, and like Dying Earth looking things, and everything that have all been like X-Crawl Classic things, all things which have been announced and we know we're working on, but it's just a matter to get everything flowing, and then trying to figure out okay, how do we get this flowing? So I have meetings with the boss every week, and we talk about things, and I have seen the future, and the future looks really cool, but it's also like, wow, that's a lot of work.
Terrifying. Terrifying is the word for it.
With everything coming out, Mr. Skach is going to be selling plasma by the end of it, right?
I was going to say, I'm hearing so much is coming out in 2022, and I've been saving for college, but I have a feeling that's all going to go away very soon.
Sorry about that.
He'll find a new place, man, because Dad's going to be homeless. He's going to spend all his money.
He won't be homeless. He can literally mortar together his copies of the books and build shelter.
That'll ruin the collector value, though.
Don't worry. He just texted me to inform everyone what he just got for Christmas. He just spent a ridiculous amount of money on a new hardcover, one of the gold foil hardcovers. He got another one because he can't stop himself. So yeah, this... For people who don't know my father, when we talk about it, it's not a joke. It's a serious problem.
So he's got a second demon skull now? Oh my God.
Yeah.
When we have the Kickstarters and you have that bottom level of one of everything in 4 printings or something, we call that the Skach level.
We call that the damn it Joseph level, because it's just hand him money.
Yep.
I'm in for everything.
It is.
Your dad's in for everything. It's just us, right? I think it's just he and I at those levels.
Oh, every week there's a new box at the door, and I'm like, "What did you do? What did you do this week?" And he gets me. He's like, "I don't even know what's in this one anymore." Like he doesn't even remember. It's just stuff just shows up.
In 10 years, this is going to be like the geekiest episode of Hoarders ever is going to be on.
The best part is he's like, "Well, I have to buy 2 of everything," and I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Well, so when I'm dividing everything up, it's 1 for you and 1 for Connor." And I'm like, "Oh, hold the phone. Why does he get anything?"
Question.
He had his shot and then he got out like 5 years ago. You know, he
Yeah.
stopped showing up at the table. That's it.
Although
Exactly.
I will say I don't know why anybody who doesn't speak the language needs the translations.
Hey, I feel personally attacked.
You are.
Word.
That's because I've
You mean
been helping
victimized?
Jim Skach track down some of the foreign editions that he didn't have yet.
Yep. Yep.
For
the other
German
day-
Purple
credit card,
Planet box set is gorgeous.
Yeah. I
Yes,
come
it's
home
very
from work
pretty.
the other day and he goes, Haley, guess what language this one is in? And I'm like, I French. He's like, yeah, it's the French one. Just it never ends. It never ends. But he gets excited, so it's
The
fine.
Germans even have their own zine.
Don't he might not know yet. He's
Right?
Google.
Oh, he knows me. He knows. He knows.
I realized the other day we had a problem when my goodie came in the mail and it had a Goodman Games sticker over the like opening part of the package. So we had to strategically cut the packaging as to not mess with the Goodman Games sticker. And it wasn't even my dad that did it. It was me.
Okay, yeah, all right, that's a problem.
I was like, oh my God, I'm becoming him.
Wow, that's hardcore.
Yeah, the package is in here somewhere. It's very carefully cut around the sticker as to not impact it. And that was when I realized I'm becoming my father.
Well, we love your dad, so that's awesome.
Yeah, it's not a horrible thing,
Yeah.
I guess. Maybe.
You know, I got a really great idea since we're a lot of Goodman employees here. I got a really great idea for how to increase sales for next year. No, listen, hear me out, right? All we have to do is convince Dad Skach to have another child. Now, hear me out. Now we need another copy of everything. Bam!
Warehouse finds every day.
Now we'll have to buy another complete set. Oh, that's brilliant, Brandon.
But
Yeah.
I like Debbie Skach. I like Mom Skach.
Yeah, and
I don't know if I would do that to her.
and would you do it to the child? Because think about what you're putting that child into. It has me, Connor, and the elder to deal with. That's just not a fair fight for that poor child.
I think they would grow up really interesting and battle hardened, which is
Yeah, that's. I mean, look at my Christmas bag. That child would not grow up normal by any means. In what universe is that child growing up normal when this is the Christmas bag that I
Are you
have?
kidding? If that child is competition for DCC stuff, in what world is that child growing up, Haley? You've just shown that you're armed.
I probably
All she
shouldn't have
has to do
admitted
is
it
drop
early.
a book on them. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, here, you wanted the DCC books? Here you go.
goodness.
Yeah, this is why my family is done at the 4 that we are, because it's a very competitive household. And the only reason Connor stood a chance was because he was older than me.
No.
But he's not
yeah.
meaner, is he? He's not.
Well, to other people, no.
I found a picture that somebody, I think it might have been your dad, took during the first GaryCon that we attended, which was number 6, sitting at our first table with Mr. Curtis running one of his Phantasmagorias, which we still haven't seen,
Phantasmagoria number 1.
along with,
The log
with
jam.
you and Connor and your mom. So it had like pretty much the whole Skach family and us and Mike Curtis. It's one of those little gems that I have to post somewhere,
Yeah.
I guess.
I love those pictures because my mom was the snack and supervisor, like making sure we were still behaving because we were still children. And so she was the one making sure we weren't being nightmares all the time. And she just did it just out of the kindness of her heart. Like,
Sweet though. You were great. Haley, you were in, I think, if I remember correctly, you and Jen were both in my first ever game at GaryCon when I ran Hole in the Sky for the first time. And somebody had bought the adventure and I hadn't seen it yet. And I was like, oh, they did. Oh, I just got a copy. I'm like, you have a copy of it? It was like,
like, oh my
So-
gosh. Yeah, it's crazy for sure to look back. There's one of my favorite pictures is, I don't know if you guys know the Franks, like Rich Frank. It's us and his 2 boys that when we were all really little, and it is just, we're all staring at a map and the oldest boy is running it's like an AD&D game. and he's running it, and it's just him kind of sitting back and laughing, and the three of us all just staring at the map like, oh, what have we gotten ourselves into? And there's just comments, like every year the comments change on the picture of what we're all thinking, and it never gets old. But
Oh, that's so
mine is
sweet.
always, this is why I choose DCC every year. That is what is put over my face.
Awesome.
Yep. Yeah, it is crazy. All right.
So besides the fact that next year is pronounced 22, I hope it doesn't mean also. Yeah, what's next on your list, Haley?
Next on my list for 2022, well, turning 20 would be one of the first things. Yeah, which is terrifying to me because I feel like that marks, like now I can't be like, oh, I'm a dumb teenager anymore. You know, like I really don't have an excuse at that point.
Milk it. It's fine.
Yeah, but like I said, hopefully, if now that I have time, now that I'm not working so much, maybe publishing something soon.
That would be awesome.
I have my whole, I can grab it, it's right here, little idea notebook that I've been filling up. So it's just kind of like putting the ideas together.
I got one right here.
Yep. Yep, they're always close at hand.
And I've got like a dozen of them around the house.
Yeah. So that's probably what's coming up in 2022 with the new job and going to college. I might be transferring to like a big state school soon. I don't really know.
Oh, wow.
Which one yet.
If you're looking to like, get published, you get some stuff out there when you're done working on it, you should really look into like the DCC community because they're really like very open. And, I think they could probably, put you in a direction like a third party publisher or something like that.
Yeah, that's
like half a dozen off the top of my head. Another 3 dozen after that.
Yeah, so that's what's coming up for me, I think. I'm trying to think, I don't really have anything big in the works other than that. So hopefully the first publishing will come in 2022.
You have your entire life to write your first adventure, and then you have 6 months to write the second.
Yep.
That's how it works. That's it.
Yeah. Yep.
It's almost 50 before I got my first adventure published. So,
Yeah. I'm hoping if I get it done soon enough, I don't know what the youngest publisher in this community would be, but I'm hoping I might be able to claim that title if I get it done soon.
4.
4?
Yeah. I wouldn't put it past it.
I wouldn't be shocked. I'd be like, Evie beat me.
I know there's the game Magical Kitties out, which is like designed to be played with kids as young as 8.
True.
So it wouldn't put me past that. Sorry, you're an old maid when it comes to writing adventures.
I know.
Sorry.
I know, it's great because I was always like, I started thinking about writing when I was like 16. I was like, I'll do this and I'll be young and it'll be great. And then now I'm turning 20 and I'm like, what happened?
Oh, screw you if you think 20 is not young.
Not that I'm not young, but it's like that time just gone.
It's all a matter of perspective.
Yep. Yeah, so that's what's coming up for me. That I don't really think a lot. I saw a question in the chat. What is everyone asking for Christmas? Let's cut to that one. Jen, we'll start again. We'll just go in opposite circle direction.
No, start with Mike.
Okay, yeah, you're right. We'll start with Mike and then we'll go opposite circle. Okay. Okay.
I don't ask for anything for Christmas.
Piggy in the middle.
I've gotten to the point where like birthdays and Christmas is like I ask to keep breathing. That's basically my my whole thing.
Especially in this time, it's like just things stay normal.
It's what am I gonna ask for? Role playing books? That's I keep opening my door and they keep showing up. That's it.
Wait.
Enough.
Bob, are you having them shipped to him too? Only thing that can explain the credit card bills.
If I ask for anything for Christmas, it would be I'm literally to that point like to have things be much better in 2022. That's really all I ask for. That's it.
Everything returned to normal.
And for the housing apartment, the housing market to get a little bit better. So I'm looking for a new place, and it's
that would be quite nice. Not that I don't love the whole family being here all the time together.
No, that's it on my list. No.
Yeah. For me, I have a new headset now that I'm gaming more. I want just like a nice, good headset that is my own. I keep stealing my dad's because he doesn't need that. But that's a lot of
what you're saying is we need to come out with two like really high-end DCC branded headsets, and then they'll have no choice but at least buy one, and then you could there we go. That's
Yep. Yeah, he would. The lunch boxes, that was a great example of that. Yeah, so like a nice headset. I have a lot of books on my Amazon list, a lot of financial stuff. I want to be financially literate going into 2022. That's where I'm at mentally, if anyone was wondering. And that's pretty much it. Yeah, lots of reading and gaming supplies. Brendan, that means it's your turn.
I will say that I have made a definite Christmas wish, so I can't let that out, because you know what I mean. If you say it, then it won't. But I have made a Christmas wish. But as far as like stuff goes, like the only thing I really want this year, there's a couple of cooking things I asked for, like a new blender and some tea towels. I need tea towels, y'all. But I really want a dartboard again. I miss having a dart. Like I used to play darts like a lot. And now we've actually kind of cleaned out my basement enough where you can actually hang out down there. So I want a dartboard. I want to, it's been too long. A lot of my high school years was me listening to music, throwing darts.
Gotta get back into practice.
This is your place. You don't have to worry about getting the security deposit back.
No.
So you can miss that board all you want. Put as many holes in the wall.
Yeah, I don't really even have to worry about destroying it much. You wouldn't notice if I, what I mean? I'd have to really. We'd have to be throwing javelins or something.
You have to do like a nice circle and then punch it out.
Yeah.
Don't let the dog down there, right?
Yeah. Make sure the animals are a nice safe distance from the dartboard.
Yeah. That's God forbid.
Yeah, keep them above the basement, maybe.
Yeah. I can't have them. So I'll tell you a cat present story. I'm so mad. So we've been talking about getting them, like our cats are perpetually bored, and it's very hard to find a toy that they get excited about or anything, or a scratching post or whatever. But we thought we had they do, however, love to sit. So we got them these two kind of hanging chairs. They're like wicker. They hang on a stand, and like it's got a little cushion in them. I'm like, yeah, they're gonna love these. Put them in front of the windows, like yeah. Nah.
Don't
move.
Yeah,
they will sit on the floor.
They're not solid. Yeah.
So I'm thinking about getting rid of them. So if anyone needs a couple of cats out there, no, I'm kidding. I'm totally playing.
Keep the hammocks. Get rid of the cats.
I hope you get these seats from like a cat catalog and not like
no, there's a collectible, right? There's two.
Right. Hey, Trokio, you can't see Esme's actually right here behind me on the cat perch.
I see it.
No.
Just the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Pet in the void.
No, I know the feeling though with cat toys. We got our cats when we had the two of them. We just have the one now. Like one of those like laser pointer things that like would just go all day. Did not care in the slightest. Could not be bothered. My dog, on the other hand, loved it. Chased that red dot all day till she would pass out. All day
We
long.
bought an exercise wheel. Oh
Please tell me it
boy,
works.
did that
Please tell me
work
it works.
great.
You want one?
It's sitting in the hall against the wall, untouched. None of the cats are interested.
I would try it, honestly. You know what we could drive. Y'all are in Florida. We like drive, meet halfway, do an exchange on some shady street someplace, and see,
baskets versus
The
wheels.
used bookstore.
Yeah.
Look at Romance of the Cyclops Con. The auction is just going to be unused cat stuff. That's what it is.
Better that than stuff covered in kitty spit.
Yeah, right.
The best part is the next year, they would be right back up there by the people who bought it. Like, nope, our cats didn't want them either.
It just keep rotating.
Yep. It's like that big green ball from Gary Con, with that it gets all the autographs and it just gets passed around. That, but with cat toys.
Thought about that.
Straight up, man.
Oh boy.
Yeah. All right.
Bob.
Yeah.
Me? Oh, well,
for Christmas, Bob.
I'm not that difficult to shop for. Pirates, pretty well. Okay, it gets a little difficult because
you want actual
Is there
pirates?
a specific thing?
It gets difficult because I do enjoy books on piracy, but I've got a couple hundred, so it does get a little difficult to find one I don't have.
It's like trying to find something from Goodman games that you don't have already. It ain't happening.
Lovecraft movies that I don't have, and that's tough because I've got about 300. But I'm working on a book, so hopefully next year I'll be able to actually put some time into that. Peace on Earth, goodwill to men and women, and persons of all types. Sanity to come to my state. That's what I want. I want sanity in my state. I don't mind Florida man, except when he's the governor.
The problem is Florida. Like, if you Google Florida man, I don't know if you guys have done that, and like, it was a big trend for a while, Florida man, and then your birthday. Yeah, it's really just Florida itself. I feel like is never gonna be normal.
Yeah, there's a YouTube channel that does. They do sketches about D&D in different styles, and their D&D Florida man editions are great. All right, so I'm got my alligator, and I'm going to Taco Bell. And I'm going to throw him in through the drive-through window. This has happened. But yeah, Lovecraft stuff, pirate stuff. These are some of my favorite things, and old game stuff.
The problem is you're into like the golden age of piracy and Lovecraft, and like neither of them is producing new stuff. That's it.
You would be surprised. You'd be surprised on the Lovecraft front, because of the H.P. Lovecraft Film Festival. There's probably about 30 to 40 short films a year coming out.
I'm saying Howard's not cranking out anything. The occasional stray manuscript they dig out somewhere. It's like.
I once saw his. Lovecraft's copy of 100 or 1001 Arabian Nights came up for auction, and it actually had his signature inside the cover. But these are things that I can want really badly and never have. So. Yeah, that surprised me. What about you, Jen? I mean, I know what you're getting for Christmas, but.
Actually, my wish list in a perfect world would be a time turner, so that I can have time to play the games that I want. And I mean, I will say I've been very fortunate in getting a mostly weekly game with Andy Markham. He ran us through the Shutter Mountains and Chain Coffin campaign, and we just had the finale for that last Friday. And it was pretty awesome. A nice full circle for some of the characters, and now we're done. And I'm like, but now what? What do I do? So I would love to run more games. I would love to play more games.
You're about to do Shutter Mountain Adventure. So you may have to get the group back together one more time.
Will it follow up Chained Coffin? I mean, is it something? Well, screw it. He can scale it up if he needs to. Hey, Andy, guess what you're getting us for Christmas?
I'm sure you could run this on the trip back from the Chain Coffin. That's what you could do. This happens on the way back there. Yeah,
there's a few things that are undiscovered as of yet. But yeah, I would also love to have some time to do like some domestic stuff, like Brendan's been talking about. Cooking would be cool.
Food that doesn't come out of a box.
Well, I finally got another copy of my grandmother's cinnamon roll recipe, so that's like near and dear, and it's been altered so it only takes half a day instead of a full day. And that sounds pretty exciting, but I don't have that kind of time right now, and that makes me sad.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
It's hard.
I've been doing a lot of fast food with work and everything. It's like, all right, grab food from work and then eat it at home.
Yeah, just so
we call it lazy food.
Yep. Yeah.
I was just complaining that like I've gotten to the point where I still cook because if I don't cook, I'm not gonna. No one's eating them. Daddy don't cook, but I haven't made anything like new or interesting, and it's been all old favorites for like a year now. Like I haven't like experimented, with anything, tried anything different, which that used to be like my my third biggest hobby, it
used to be a Zen thing. Now it's a necessity.
Yeah, I used to enjoy cooking. Now I can't take the time.
No, I used to, my old thing, when I would get back home from a convention, I would have one magical day where it would be Brendan putzes around in the kitchen. And I would just go first thing in the morning, make coffee and be like, okay, what do I have ingredients for it? And just like cook all day long and make like bread and granola and something fancy for dinner and salads and everything. And that's been a minute.
Mhm.
I'm waiting for every year my dad and I make homemade Chex Mix at Christmas.
Oh,
It's something we do, and I'm waiting for that one to. We've just both been so busy, and then he goes ham with Christmas decorations, like I said before. He again can't be unsupervised at the store. We'll buy all of the Christmas things, so he's been
Not
doing a lot of that.
DCC, is it?
It's like the same thing. He has to get all of the Christmas things. He every time comes back with more. So he's been doing a lot of that, but I think at some point we're both gonna have to do that and make our Christmas Chex Mix that we just
homemade Chex Mix. God, that
ridiculous.
takes me back.
Yeah, ridiculous amounts of it too, like vats of Chex Mix that we just hand out to people.
We for Christmas we used to come down to Florida when my grandparents lived down in Sarasota, and there would just be big bowls of homemade Chex Mix throughout the house. They were everywhere on every end table, and oh yeah, that says Christmas. That's yeah.
Nice.
Speaking of Christmas traditions, does anyone have a Christmas tradition they're looking forward to? Mine's the Chex Mix, kind of. Anyone got anything?
We have one that is underway. Since 2011, Jen and I have been binge watching Sherlock Holmes movies and television as part of Holmes for the Holidays.
Nice.
We've seen like 80 or 90 different people. Oh no, we've seen
which
people play Sherlock Holmes.
I was gonna say, which Holmes are we talking about? Like all the way like Basil Rathbone, or like
all of them back to the silent films?
Yep. As a matter of fact, we started with the very first Sherlock Holmes film, which was Baffled, which is like 12 seconds long. The other night, we just watched the very last Sherlock Holmes silent film from 1929. We've seen good, we've seen bad. Larry Hagman was just not good. Not good.
Not allowed to be Sherlock Holmes ever again. Just calling it.
We've seen some really bad ones. We've seen some really great ones. The Russians seem to make the best Sherlock Holmes stuff.
Really?
Yeah, it's creepy.
Yeah, they really love Holmes.
But he dies in everyone. That's it. It's like Russian literature. That's it. It's like,
they're not all Reichenbach Falls.
They were doing really well until the guy that played Watson in their longest running series was murdered, and that ended that series. Like somebody murdered Watson.
Oh.
Damn.
Okay.
How do you find someone who wants that job again?
And strangely enough, Sherlock didn't want to investigate.
Yeah. So we'll, Jen will put together like a charcuterie board, and we'll just gorge on nibbles and bits and watch Sherlock Holmes. It's really nice.
Before that word became popular.
Yeah, and
nice.
before we did that, we used to binge watch movies, starting with Lord of the Rings and all that, and like moving over to Sherlock Holmes. We've still got a ways to go.
We're a big Harry Potter one. This time of year, my mom's got it on repeat. Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Why do wizards celebrate Christmas?
I just
want to know, because all of Jesus's miracles are things they teach in like first year at Hogwarts. So I mean,
three magicians show up in the story. Of course, they're going to celebrate it. That's it.
Oh,
it's like the first Hogwarts convention. That's it.
They should work that into the narrative, to the story. That'd be so funny.
And big, huge thanks to Scott Thulu.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Gift subs. That's
very
awesome.
Very kind, very nice. Giving spirit.
Yes.
Yeah.
I have two. There's two holiday traditions around the Curtis household, and whether the first one is that ever since 2004, so whenever all the extended Lord of the Rings were finally available on DVD, every holiday season I watch the Lord of the Rings at some point before. It's got to be before the new year, and then like every 5 years I watch all of like the extended, like the making of stuff and everything. So this was a light year, so I just made it through like the first three movies, which of course is an undertaking anyway. But the other thing is that my mom's side of the family is Scandinavian. My grandmother came over on the boat from Norway, so my mom grew up with a big Scandinavian culture. And they used to do this when she was a little girl. So she did this when I was a kid growing up and everything. And she still does this every Christmas Eve. Is that every Christmas Eve she has real candles on her tree and lights real candles on her Christmas tree.
Oh, I've
So-
seen that. It's a beautiful fire hazard.
It's a beautiful fire hazard. We've been doing so combined with my age and her age, it's been going on since at least the middle of last century, and no tree has gone up yet. So it's just done on Christmas Eve
Just,
for a very short period
just
of time.
knock on all of the wood
Yeah,
that is near
right.
me.
Mike, have you had a close call?
No, never had a close call. I mean, it's just a matter of kind of like making sure they're arranged right. Like you don't want one sticking out with like a branch right on top of it, everything, and
Yeah.
you put it out on the tips. But she has like, I mean, like literally, if you want to do this, you have to get it from like Germany. It's like because like nobody in America will manufacture like real candle holders for a Christmas tree because that's just a
Sounds
fire.
about right. Sounds about right.
I mean, it's really nice. It's I mean, she has normal lights on her tree, so it's not like she doesn't do it like all the time. It's just at Christmas Eve for 20 minutes, and then they all go out, and then everybody goes on with their lives. So
Yeah, as long as you get them all out and you don't miss one, then it seems like it's a fine.
it's because this is you turn off all the lights in the house. You don't leave any going on. You don't want to leave the electric lights on and then miss like an actual one. So
Yeah.
This is something that Jen would never let me do it.
Right up there with putting a still in the house. Sorry.
She won't let me have a still. I could make my own rum.
We have so much. Drink the stuff that's on the bar first, mister.
It's research.
You know, I will
Not for
say,
Dark Tower.
I will say I've heard stories from, I won't name names, but friends / family members of teenagers having stills under the bathroom cabinet. You know, it's not, I'm not saying hide it from her, but it can be done.
They make a still now that's about the size of a Mr. Coffee. It is a water purification device.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, it's meant to go right on your kitchen countertop. She won't.
Yeah.
that's not a still. That's a
Counter
Friday night.
space.
It's like a French press for booze, is what that is. You just had to make just enough booze for one sitting. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I was in college, we
Keurig.
were home brewed a beer, and we had a carboy in our closet, and like we weren't allowed to have kegs, so we were just like, technically it's not a keg, but like we would occasionally have health and safety inspections, and that was just like pile all the dirty laundry on the carboy and just like hope nobody.
You're technically correct, which is the best kind of correct.
And I haven't made wine in at least a decade. So if Jen won't let me make rum, maybe I should just start making wine again.
Just make all of the other
I'd be proud.
alcohols. I will say there was another tradition I forgot about. This is more of a New Year's tradition, but it's called Bleigießen. It's a German tradition where, again, it's not a very safe tradition. I feel like all the fun ones aren't very safe, but you take a spoon, you put some aluminum in it, and you light it and you melt the aluminum, and then you pour it into cold water. I believe I'm getting all this correct, and it like immediately hardens, and then you take out the aluminum, you shine a flashlight on it, and whatever the shadow shape resembles correlates with this like old piece of paper that is like correlates with what year you're gonna have. Like it
It's
predicts what
it's
year
like
you're
reading
gonna
tea leaves with liquid
Yeah.
metal.
Well, yeah, with liquid
cool.
metal. It is, I highly recommend it. It's safely, obviously, but I've been doing it since I was like 7. So I feel like it's not, as long as there's supervision, like don't give the kids the,
No, all the
lighter
best
in
toys
there.
when I was a kid had heating elements and fire.
Yeah.
They don't make stuff like that anymore.
yeah, exactly.
Like
So
kids don't play with sparklers anymore.
yeah, you have to like a cup.
Anytime you're talking about a tradition that involves heating a spoon, I'm just like, where is this going?
Yeah.
It's a very special Gigi
Ooh,
Allen
yeah.
Christmas, apparently.
It sounds
Oh,
really
geez.
bad, but
It's a Gigi Christmas.
yeah, it's always funny when I bring my friends over and I'm like, no, look at this new fun New Year thing we do, and we start lighting up the spoon, and they're like,
I know it's gonna be that kind of a party.
yeah, they all
Asking for
kind of get,
surgical tubing for Christmas.
yeah. They all get that very scared look in their eye, and I'm like, no, it's just for melting metal.
Method.
Do you see their brain, their little thought balloon goes, okay, my mom knows where I'm at, right?
Yeah, yeah, like I did tell people where I was going, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is a super fun one. That it's always fun to argue with people, because at a certain point you start remembering like what the shapes mean. So you start trying to tell people what it is if you know it correlates to something that they wouldn't want or like, you start trying to like convince them to see that. And we always do it like a million times, so it's not really predicting, but it's just fun to meddle a lot. So highly recommend that.
Our New Year's tradition is comforting the cats while like the world is exploding around us.
It's a lot like the July 4th tradition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have the same one with our dogs, or with our dog. She's got, the giant radar dish ears that are way too big for her body. And so
Cool.
she freaks out every year.
Thunder shirts.
Yeah. Gotta get one of those. Thunderstorms. Every time it's just she wants to be like on my mom. Like if she could be under her skin, she would be, So my poor mother is trying to like enjoy the holiday, whether it be the 4th of July or New Year, and just no.
Poor sweetie.
Yeah, we tried for 4th of July. We usually light off fireworks, so we tried bringing her out one year. Like maybe if she sees what's going on.
I bet that went well.
Real bad.
Real bad.
Yeah, she did. Yeah, don't recommend trying to help your dogs understand things. They won't.
They will not get it.
Tiny brains.
Growing up, the only New Year's tradition that I had was because WGN in Chicago used to run duck soup every New Year's Eve, the Marx Brothers.
Oh, that's fun.
So Jen and I watched that last year because she hadn't seen that one. But that was, for the longest time, that's what I did on New Year's Eve. I watched duck soup and went to bed.
I was raised under a great big rock. Don't judge me.
My favorite of the Marx catalog. That's it.
Oh, such a good one.
Speaking of holiday movies, everyone's favorite Christmas movie. This time we're starting with Brendan because you've been escaping in the middle the whole time. So favorite Christmas movie.
All right. Well, so we actually, that's our big Christmas tradition. My wife and I, there's a whole string of Christmas movies that we watch every year. You know what I mean? And we actually just finished up last night with Grumpy Cat's Worst Christmas Ever, which I couldn't believe that sweater. It was so fun. But best Christmas movie, if I had to pick one, the one that I look forward to the most, it's the Patrick Stewart version of A Christmas Carol. I love that one. It's my favorite version of A Christmas Carol. I get excited about it we've already seen it. It's one of the first ones we do. We watch that watch it every year, and it's I don't know, get excited about it, but it's that one always it moves me. It's I don't know. It's my favorite, and Patrick Stewart's amazing.
All right, Bob, you're up.
Well, the 1959 movie Santa Claus, where Santa Claus fights Satan, is definitely a favorite of mine. I recently discovered Santa Claus and the Ice Cream Bunny, which was shot here in Florida and is probably the most surreal movie ever, which includes like Tom Sawyer and Huck Finn. Those are classics. Santa Claus Conquers the Martians, right? These are great movies.
I'm gonna have to add those to my list because
Santa Claus versus Satan. I'm telling you right off the bat. Is there a more DCC Christmas movie than that?
No. Nope. You're just not gonna find anything. All right, Jen, what is your list looking like?
I don't really have one that I know of. I mean, favorite movie? I don't know. Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, dealing with Sandy Claus and whatnot. I'm not a mushy holiday person, although the Charlie Brown, Peanuts Christmas is a classic. It's
I think
not
that
a
hits
movie
everyone.
movie.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like the John Denver and Muppets Christmas special.
Aww.
Okay, that's probably one of my other favorite Christmas albums, right behind Perry Como and one of the Gene Autry collections from my childhood.
Another one we watch every year that I can't recommend enough is Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas.
Oh yeah.
So sweet, but it also has a really good, it's good. It's all the music's Paul Williams. It's a really good soundtrack too.
Yeah.
Shut up, Mike. Shut up.
I'm laughing because it's in the appendix N of the Shutter Mountains of the Chain Coffin. It's one of the primary inspirations. So
no, it totally is.
Hence my duh.
Getting an adventure idea to defeat the Nightmare River Bottom Band.
Yeah. I've seen on Facebook keeps trying to sell me. They try to kill me. It's the Black Flag logo. With the 4 bars, but it says Jug Band on it instead of Black Flag. So it's like,
That's so cool.
it's like no, again. No. So yeah, no.
It's so close.
Michael, favorite Christmas movie?
See, I mean, I'm kind of like with Jen. It's like, after when I was a kid, I I did the whole, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and everything like kid, but like when I got to a certain age, it stopped being, a thing. I mean, me and Christmas were, for a while, so it was a big thing. And then the Lord of the Rings, the Christmas movies, as far as I'm concerned, because they're released Christmas, and they were my default Christmas until a friend of mine introduced me to a little movie called Rare Exports, and that has now become my Christmas movie. So.
Rare Exports.
Is that the movie where they unearth
Rare
Santa Claus?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. It's I believe it's Finnish.
Yeah, I think it's the same people that did Troll Hunter.
And
we've seen that one. It's like there's a whole squad of yeah. All right. You know what? Go watch that one, y'all. Rare Exports is really good.
Someone was asking about the Star Wars holiday special.
No.
Hey, the Boba Fett cartoon is really cool. But that's about it.
We're not doing that today.
Although, when that first came out, we all thought it was great because it was Star Wars, right? It has a reputation now, but in 1977, it was cool.
Well, when the bar is on the floor.
I mean, it was no Mark Hamill on the Muppets, but but you took what you could get,
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, favorite Christmas movie. I have to go A Christmas Story. I have been watching that one with my mom since forever. Her new favorite though is have you guys ever seen Prep and Landing?
Oh yes.
The elf one, she cannot get enough of that.
Prep and Landing and the sequel to it are both really good.
Yep. It's like an animated elf. It focuses on the elves and not Santa. 10 out of 10 recommend. Adorable.
And it's Pixar.
And it's Pixar. I can never get over the scene. This is just gonna make sense for Jen and Bob really quick. But when it's like rev up the engine or whatever, and then the little elf drops down in front of the reindeer and just starts like amping him up, like yeah. He just like starts hyping up the reindeer. It is just the best. Like I love it. 10 out of 10 recommend. My mom watches it every year.
Well, and they don't really make Christmas specials that much anymore. I mean, as a kid, right, it seemed like there was a new Christmas special every year when I was growing up, at least 2 or 3, and all of those and the old ones would play throughout the entire Christmas season. Mm-hmm. And now, good luck, most of those are just gone forever.
You can't find them. I was looking one that I asked to stay up late to watch the Little Orphan Annie, the Annie musical Christmas special.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone. You just can't find it anywhere. It's like a piece of done pop culture.
It's off there with the Doctor Who episodes that were erased by the BBC. It's like,
right. Yeah.
There's a Christmas special I've been trying to find for years. I saw it the first run, and it was I forget it was a musician put the thing together, and it was a cartoon. Christmas had been banned because it was in the future, and everyone celebrated Commerce Day. And I didn't get it as a kid, and I get it now, and I'd like to see it again.
Yeah, we're about there now.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I've got a partial recommendation, which I discovered this year. I can't give a full recommendation because I'm not done with it yet. But on Netflix, it's like a 6-part miniseries called Elves, which is again, it's a very folk horror Christmas. Is basically what it is. This family goes to this remote island, in Denmark, to kind of get away from everything, and there's like a big fence. Like around the big forest.
I saw the trailer for that. It's good.
Yeah, and apparently there are elves inside the fence, and the elves are not as nice as you would imagine there. And one of them gets out.
Okay, cool.
So it's very much got a little bit of that kind of like where the youngest kid adopts the injured animal and thinking everything's going to be okay, and so it's not CGI, so it's all practical effects, and it's no baby. So it's very much like she's got like a ghoulie. But like I said, I think
Good
I'm 4 episodes
boys.
into it, so and there's 6. So I can't give it a complete thing. But if you need something to watch and you're into like I am, weird Scandinavian Christmas stuff,
Yeah.
check out Elves on Netflix.
I also
We,
recommend Krampus. That's a good one. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys. It's just like Christmas horror. I love it.
I'm
You know,
fighting-
if we're going to discuss Krampus,
let's
I don't
not.
know if did David Beatty do his cat fundraiser this year?
I don't know if he did between everything going on with him.
Yeah, because he's been
and
so
then the new
busy.
little kitten.
But it would be a good time to mention that the adventure that he wrote, Escape from Yule Mountain, is up on drive-through. It's a pay what you want, and all the money goes towards his cat charity.
Oh, that's awesome.
Ooh,
So
charity.
check that out.
Yeah, and it's fun too. That always helps.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I ran it, I found a bunch of Christmas songs all in minor keys. They were all converted to minor key, and so I had that playing. And I added one other song that made it the most disturbing soundtrack ever, and it was the Toys R Us Kid song in a minor key. And let me tell you, nothing says emptiness and desolation and despair like that song in minor.
Yeah. Yeah, sounds about right.
A little bit.
All right, since we're still kind of on Christmas movies, I just need to know everyone's opinion. Die Hard Christmas movie, yes or no?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
It's a movie that takes place at Christmas, so
I wanted to make sure we were all on the same page because it's been controversial lately.
I really like the
needed-
homemade ornaments people have made, right? With a little box of McLean in it. I think those are fun.
Yeah, it's
Die Hard is a Christmas movie, and a hot dog is not a sandwich. That's I think.
I would say hot dog is a
Funny.
sandwich.
Not according to the FDA. According to the FDA, a sandwich has to have 2 or more slices of bread.
Okay, but what? Okay, inevitably, what happens with a hot dog? You put it in the bun rips in half.
It's still.
But you
not-
started with
Holding it
a single piece.
So did hamburger buns.
I was gonna. Well, and doesn't all bread start as a single piece at that point?
Yeah, except you've got a
you.
single piece that's tearing in
Technically,
half,
yes.
opposed to one that has been cut in half specifically. Yeah, according to the FDA, it is not a sandwich.
Okay.
That
Does
just
anybody
doesn't sit right.
These are the sorts of things that fill my brain, folks. This is the sort of knowledge that
The
bounces around.
important
in my head.
information.
It's not tax code. Take it and run.
It's like art, you know it when you see
Okay.
it. Yeah, when I look at a hot dog, I do not see a sandwich. That's it.
I was amazed that the federal government defines what a sandwich is.
Yeah, that seems like they should have bigger priorities going on.
Well, because they had to define it because both the USDA and the FDA deal with food, and so they had to define it so that you know which department it goes to. Because I know that too. Jeez. Oh, God.
Remember in the
No.
80s when it was decreed that ketchup was a vegetable?
Yes.
Yeah.
Ketchup isn't a vegetable; it's foul.
Hey Brendan, I'm also sending you a link to a toy on Chewy that the cats actually like.
Oh, okay.
A cat toy
I'm
cat
thinking about it.
doesn't exist.
I'll try.
it's-
No, they're these little plastic mice that have like fabric coverings to them, and you put treats in them, and then you like slide it halfway shut, so it's hard for the treats to come out. And they bat those things like crazy to get all the
Okay,
treats out.
food motivation seems like something that would
Yeah.
work for cats.
You'd think, right? But
Yeah,
Pure joy,
Um,
cats will never do anything. Food motivation.
Maybe they'll put the hot dog.
exactly. I got one sleeping it off on the corner of my desk now. Had a big old mouse. Now he's got a nap.
My cat, the only thing that motivates him is food. He is like the chunkiest little monster on this earth, and he will just come up to me in the middle of the night and bite my face because I haven't fed him. I think he's just vindictive.
I mean, cat.
Yeah, I mean, like it's fair, but
been 20 years since we've actually had a cat. So
yeah, I don't know
It's
why he
new.
chooses to be a little nightmare man. But I will say the funniest part is when he is getting fed. Like I said, big fat cat, right? Never seen those little legs move faster. Body moving so slow, little legs going so fast.
I'm like
is just-
Flintstones fast, right?
Yeah, it is comical. Like, absolutely never gets old.
Favorite Christmas food.
oh, good call.
I mean, could you clarify? Are we talking like on the table for Christmas Day or Christmas
Yeah.
Eve, or dessert wise?
I'm sick for Christmas cookies. Sick.
I like fruitcake, but I like good fruitcake, and that's hard to find. Cheap fruitcake is like cheap booze. It is awful and should never be purchased. But real fruitcake is really tasty.
I'm a big. My Oma makes sugar almond cookies, just
Oh,
like
yeah.
covered in actual sugar, and then like duck.
Nice.
Chex Mix, of course.
Chex Mix, of course. Yeah.
My grandmother used to make divinity. I'm still trying to figure out her recipe because her recipe book just lists the ingredients, which helps me not at all.
I have a divinity recipe.
Ooh.
Oh, good. Maybe I could get with you and I could figure out how to make divinity with my
I'll
list of
send you the
ingredients.
butternut squash stuff, Brendan, and
Done. Yeah, we'll trade out. Done.
I like to make little miniature cheesecake. They turn out like tarts in cupcake.
Cheesecake is my favorite food.
I love cheesecake, and this year they'll pay you $20 not to make one. So keep that in mind. Have you all seen that? There's a cream cheese shortage, and Kraft or whoever they
or something,
they had a promotion where they're going to give you $20 to not make a cheesecake, which is just
Okay, give me the $20 and I'll use that to go make a cheesecake. Who's regulating
You know what I
this?
mean?
I don't like.
the whole-
$20 will buy a lot of cheesecake at Costco. I'm just saying you can get one of those like 5-pound bricks.
Exactly. Like who's
$8.
regulating me not having cheesecake?
This may explain something about my personality, but I saw that, Brendan, and I mentioned that in passing because my brother's coming down. My mom throws a big, to do and everything. And I said, don't get a cheesecake because there's a cheesecake shortage. And my mom went out and bought a cheesecake. We've never had a cheesecake for Christmas ever before, but she's like, oh, don't tell me not to get a cheesecake. I'm getting a cheesecake.
Best ad campaign ever. There really wasn't a cream cheese shortage. There is now.
That is so funny.
I mean, it worked. Yeah, if you're trying to sell product, tell people not to buy it, and we're all gonna be like,
And homemade eggnog. Matter of fact, Jen's got a killer recipe for eggnog that uses like Crown Royal Gold and Mount Gay rum, but you've got to make it in a 5-gallon bucket.
Well, I mean, I might be okay now without that, but at the time, I'm okay without spiking it too.
I don't think I've ever had eggnog. That might be because I am young and like alcohol, but
Non-alcoholic eggnog.
It's right next to the milk on the shelf at the store.
yeah, but like
if
I'm gonna drink something, I feel like
that's true. Although it's kind of cool in coffee, depending. I'll get hate mail for that, I'm sure.
Guys,
I don't like dirty chais though. Sorry.
I will say we are at 7:59 and this ends at 8, so I think we might want to wrap this up. But I will say it was very nice to catch up with everyone. I know we didn't really have a lot planned, but like just to catch up, say hi, talk. Very nice to see everyone, and soon I will see everyone in person, and we can hug and game and roll dice. And that is the best gift that could come.
We just need to time all the curves, and we'll be fine.
Yep, that's the goal. Very exciting.
Happy holidays, everybody.
Thank you
so much for tuning in.
Stay healthy, stay
safe, healthy, happy,
yes.
all of the good in everyone's direction.
Send us your Christmas recipes.
Yeah. Brendan at goodman-games.com for all your Christmas recipes. I'll create a central repository.
That's what we need. We need a DCC holiday cookbook.
Yes.
Cooking with Hugh.
Goodman Games cookie cutters.
Sup, Mike? I'm adding a log jam.
I mean, the chain coffin hardcover has an entire recipe section in it. I'm just saying.
See, right there.
No, I mean, it's never too late to start having a possum Christmas tradition. I mean.
It's like the Dragonlance leaves from the last home inn. Those were filled with recipes, right? Gaming and recipes. We can make food.
And at 5 points, has got a couple recipes, including Yeti's recipe for cream stout beer. I want to say.
Oh.
So it's already out there, just in disparate parts.
Okay.
Make it at home.
We can't stop. This is goodbye. We have to actually say goodbye now. Every time.
It's
an Irish goodbye.
An Irish goodbye.